So, hallo. Jetzt haben wir hier mit meiner Spekulation, glaube ich, ein bisschen Problem. Ah, der ist schon da. Jetzt haben wir ja noch in der Kirche was entdeckt, was ein bisschen seltsam ist. Ich würde nochmal zum Funkgerät gehen und versuchen mit der, oh, wie heißt die nochmal? Mit der einzureden, die gemeint hat, ich soll nicht nochmal anrufen, aber ich glaube, das könnte wichtig sein. Zumindest war es nicht ausgegraut.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is precinct 57. How may I... Just a second. Oh. Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer. Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Okay.
You mean, why did I leave?
Why not?
Maybe, I don't know. No? Not me.
Warum?
Yeah, go on. Please, no. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating and... Great. Anything else?
You hear the call.
Anything else I can help you with,
Warum war das
officer?
dann? Ja.
57's... Oh.
In the cabin, you see a set of...
Wer bist du eigentlich? Wer seid ihr? Wollt ihr?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like...
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
The Skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertnay.
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals, are West Rivisholian crime syndicates.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking...
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
Wir sind hier schon wieder. Oder ist das jetzt fertig geworden?
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence and death he's witnessed through the sight of his firearm.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock.
I can't wait to become a skull. Murder? Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. it was a man.
Also, he was hanged. He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
Naja, er hängt nicht mehr.
What if it's art?
Er ist weg.
Or just a mere specter? So what do you think we know? Nope. But Cindy does.
Don't tell him that. Skulls don't tattle, man. Cindy wouldn't.
No. A different Cindy. From out of town. She doesn't know shit about armored gloves, that's for sure.
He did mean Cindy the Skull. All right, we have a lead on the gloves.
Cindy war ja die... Da nicht Graffiti? Keine Ahnung. Die hat da irgendwas gemacht.
What about them?
Vielleicht war es Graffiti.
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our difference. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message. What I mean by this is, we are all pissed, and that the world is inherently meaningless.
It seems that the young man has a certain expertise in at least one field.
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it.
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket, or are they derived?
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though, you get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world, because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, he's got a point. Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
Yes? What is? What are you implying? I'm not sure I understand you, detective. Neither. Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements. Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
That's an origin story for a dynamic duo right there.
So are we done here? Or you don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
Okay. Was bringt mir das? Plus 20% der Entfernung beim Herauszoomen. Ah, das sind 2. Kann jetzt mehr rauszoomen? Warum hat er eigentlich diesmal nicht vorgelesen? Naja. Wird hier nochmal abchecken. Könnte es gewesen sein.
What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the
Ah, hier oben,
The
oder?
boombox's weight on the shelves. And your boombox, that gold and amber, Harman Waushi.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing. It sounds like someone's moving in the room, getting comfortable. Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune echoing in the hallway, telling you about the tiniest church in Cessons, surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad. Within seconds you know, this is the one, the real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to that Claudia told you about. Perform it. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning. Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this. And you already know the lyrics since you've listened to it like a million times. Yep, they're all here. All 3 verses. And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way. Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. Let the pain out. Make everyone understand. The lieutenant watches you pack up the boombox. He doesn't say anything.
Okay. Okay. Dann haben wir da schon mal Fortschritt. Da können wir mit der jetzt mal reden dann. Also nicht jetzt. Ich will jetzt erstmal ein bisschen Autorität wieder hochbringen. Das hier hat, glaube ich, Minus gemacht. Irgendwas, was Plus macht? Glaube nicht. Aber sonst Minus habe ich da nicht mehr. Okay. Dann habe ich nicht sehr viel. Das reicht doch nicht, oder? Und? ist... Gucken wir mal.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Macht das vielleicht... Oh boy.
Again.
Good one,
Macht das
Tiger.
auch noch ein Plus?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer, while the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve. There's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Look, coppers, I know you think you're doing your job here, but there are 7 of us and 2 of you.
That's an Easter 50, a Ziemsk-made monstrosity. It'll blow your head clean off. Almighty God, even Dick Mullen only has a 45. He doesn't actually want to hurt you. There's an easy way out of this. A self-deprecating joke.
Am I gonna have to?
That won't be necessary. Let's just all cool off.
Okay.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Hat das einen Einfluss gehabt? Nee. Okay. Okay, das hat hier auch 16. Da lässt sich wahrscheinlich noch was machen.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Die anderen zwei...
The door is...
Na gut. Hier oben ist ja auch nichts, oder? Nichts Neues. Nö. Ja, die anderen zwei sind wahrscheinlich wieder bei ihrem Fallen, oder? Oder haben die sich aufgesplittet? Da könnte ich mittlerweile mal reingucken, oder?
This coin-operated viewer is facing... Your money disappears into the coin slot. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onug, written on the other side. That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast. You know this to be the star of Pericanas. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice.
Hier noch eins, was ich... Nee. Ich würde mal gucken, ob das Passwort eigentlich same ist. Brauche ich kein Licht, oder? Oh. Vielleicht brauche ich doch Licht. Hier noch irgendwas?
This old fire, the whole thing resembles K-Drat. History classes, radio frequency, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap. Someone, a conductor, whoever decides, a list of names, there's
My God. It's as if the schedule.
nothing.
Okay, auf der Map war aber irgendwas angezeigt mit Mechanik. Warten wir. Ist nicht hier? Ah, nee. Okay. Das ist eine Bücherei.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Like a smooth draw, the filaments, the speaker comes.
Good morning. Please repeat. Is this the good? Please repeat the good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access.
Really?
Ja.
She just used the same password?
Ja.
Maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after all.
Fortress accident. Is there any? Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. With a quiet determination, the printer starts printing. A piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Wirral Untethered. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule. Fortress Accident employed 18 people, the bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. And a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Parolic. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists? It didn't. No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skip to work because of one of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good. In its short time of existence, Fortress Accident, the first tranche of seed financing brought in. Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 real. Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor. The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy. It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't. No. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads. At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jim Spawn, Suliswaf Jalisa decided that what Wirral Untethered needed, this place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined. Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it may take a while.
Yeah. Oh oh.
The lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest.
Habe ich getan. Das musste sein.
What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never going to stop?
Ah.
And that's it. Well, yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss.
Ah.
On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness. What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian Lintel front, just as the Wirral Untethered project was being compiled that day. When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss. Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached. S. Luukinen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal. Her former colleagues would agree with you. She's right, actually. Nothing wrong with keeping this type of filament memory in a fridge.
Okay.
The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later. 4 months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left. Cursed, still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. Sandbrun 1147. That's what the street sign next to the church said. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Mich würde noch interessieren, ist da jetzt irgendwas aufgetaut?
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge slowly melting. The power has been cut off. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. A friendly cartoon bear smiles. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. Only
war
the
das
black
andere
cable is
Kabel?
plugged into the breaker box, while the red one lies neglected on the floor. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his... This orange machine is dead still. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory.
Dass da ein Tutorial jetzt kommt, hätte ich jetzt nicht gedacht.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Okay. Ist da eine bessere noch? Geht hier nochmal was?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace.
Okay. Nun gut. Gehen wir mal zu Cindy. Warte mal. Ist hier Sackgasse? Seh nix. Ja. Was war jetzt hier oben? Also speichern.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden in. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda. This large map displays ozone disintegrating in the northeast, radiating outwards from you. You can. 800 of the ocean connections. You have little. Perhaps they are gods. The north coast to the east, Huron. It's so... No.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing, from when some design...
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
They didn't get that far.
Okay, das ist auch nicht mit gemeint gewesen. Was ist denn? Mhm. Kartenwand. Kann ich da nochmal... Leiterhaufen. Was ist das?
This bookstore is not strictly about...
Die habe ich mir noch gar nicht angesehen, oder?
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for...
Lousy auras there. No. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. that they have
An endless variety of... There's also a large hard books in a board game section. Who wants to read books? There's a box that says, Wirral. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega...
Was ist hier?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks, mountains of it. Rows and rows of here, maybe 100. Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall and the Forest of Slaves.
Probier's mal.
Man from here, nothing of interest.
Okay.
Only silence and the cosmic background.
Was für eine Kartenwand. Das Ding.
There it is, the most beautiful of walls. Huh? He sounds tired of it all. You already have the heavy fuel oil to use as paint. It's red. And Cindy the Skull has a paintbrush. This is on.
If you must.
Ach, guck mal. Oh. Nee, warte. Dahin. Wir quatschen mal miteinander.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Ja, stimmt, da habe ich ja auch noch was gefunden gehabt, ne?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Yes, I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens. Does anyone in a city like this? It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all. Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it? What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Not particularly. I want to keep this as brief as possible, you see. I want to return to painting the world red. Fine. I don't care about those wannabe skulls, and I don't care about your armor.
She doesn't want to sound surprised at anything you say.
Oh, all right, Piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Could that girl have been little Lily? It's not a bad place to start.
Could have been her. Small kid with giant white armored hands. If you've seen one of them, you've seen them all.
There weren't any other small girls in the village.
What for? Well, if it's for art. But what kind of art are we talking about? Let me stop you right there, Piggy. You have no idea, do you? No idea. No brush? Fuck off. There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. 'Cause you suck in life and in everything.
Gut. Gut. Dann mal wieder zum Fischerdorf. Die Handschuhe. Na, da lang. Was war jetzt der Kleiderhaufen? Oder was ist das?
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest style.
Abort. These are hideous.
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. They're practical.
It's going to be very difficult for anyone to take you.
No, you are definitely not buying those. No, I can't. We can't walk around with you looking like this. Okay, fine. Go ahead. If you want to look like a walking midlife crisis, then who am I to interfere?
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. Practical, and yet it may deaden your senses.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Es ist zufällig.
Everything's still cool here, officer. You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Gotta prepare for springtime.
Puh. Ich glaube, das könnte die Jacke sein, was der eine verloren hat, oder? Warte mal, ich zieh die kurz mal an. Und irgendwas? Nö. Was ist, wenn ich angezogen da vor ihnen stehe? Da.
Tequila Sunset.
Okay, nein. Ah, das ist gut. Dann habe ich hier auch was für Beherrschung.
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall. It's not the phasmid. It's not even organic. It's a fire iron. How disappointing. Don't be too hard on yourself. You couldn't have known that for sure. And besides, finding this phasmid is your special destiny. You can feel it.
Mister, what were you doing in my fireplace?
Nichts.
Oh, okay. Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom? That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything. Oh, I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
Where did you get these gloves?
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
Oh.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
I hid them. The twins were gonna take them. They're stupid.
We are going to need those gloves. It's for important police business.
Oh. They're in my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good.
Hinter unserem Haus.
Bye!
Ciao. Ah ja.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network. The walls and floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
Ne? Kann ich die anziehen? Boah.
As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions. The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. You really do feel more confident. Invulnerability does that. Even partial invulnerability. Two, are you sure you're correct there? There was a helmet too. 3 pieces more like. It may be a while before you have all the pieces. In the meantime, you should analyze the armor. Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it. Observe its properties. For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Warte mal, was ist denn hier jetzt alles? Also die Stiefel, die sind ja jetzt schon weg. War das hier nicht als Auftrag irgendwo? Die Mit wem kann ich denn hier reden? Das... Ist hier schon wieder. Kann man was Neues mit der quatschen? Jetzt wo ich mehr Infos habe.
Yes, what is it?
Warte mal, ich will nur ausprobieren, wo das
Yes,
hinführt.
what is it?
Interesting. A police officer trying to evict a citizen from a public space, despite the Wayfarer Act.
The Wayfarer Act states that citizens have the right to gather in public spaces unless they're disrupting.
And she's not. Disrupting any order, I mean.
I'm a circuit vendor, and no one ever has anything against circuit vendors.
Okay. Will die auch nicht vertreiben. Kann da eigentlich bleiben. Ich soll das ruhig da abchecken. Kann ich hier was
An
machen?
old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while.
Ich meine, vielleicht habe ich Glück. Die 3%, die sind glaube ich auch nur,
An old door, worn by elements,
wenn ich
guards the
gewinnt
depot.
immer.
The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Oh, Rot kann nicht wiederholt werden. Okay. Dann machen wir es doch nicht. Wie soll ich denn den Helm finden? Das hat doch Kuno irgendwo ins Meer gekickt. Wo waren jetzt? Ich glaube links, oder? Ich will nochmal zu den Dude. Wo sind die jetzt?
All the traps are stopped now.
Was ist da? Oha, da habe ich was übersehen. Da komme ich nicht hin. Warte mal. Übertreib doch nicht. Bisschen leiser. Oh, Ja. Vielleicht nochmal einen Tick. Ja, ich glaube, so ist okay.
The shaggy hit girl.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? Shoot. I did, and I'm sorry. For what it's worth, which isn't much.
This is why I didn't go into the tent. Typical delinquency.
You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it. I even tried not to lie to you.
Indeed, she merely tried to omit the truth instead.
Mir ist egal, weil ich irre bin.
Okay, but I still regret it. I should have been able to control them, and I will in the future. May I ask, what did you tell them? Oh, right. That's wise. Take your time. Oh, that. You're not going to believe me.
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the others.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent.
Es juckt die auch nicht.
He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out.
Like a crab, you say?
You saw him? Does it mean that you went in there? Did you see the other spooker, the one in Grandma's clothes? Good, so you believe me. You should go tell this to Andre. He'll know what to do next. My associates? I haven't got much to say about them. Sorry. I just don't tell people.
To the cops.
Me? I'm a silver bird. Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
Okay, ein bisschen XP wieder gesammelt mit dem Gespräch. Mit wem kann ich über die Tattoos reden? Vielleicht macht man dann doch diese eine Tür auf. Ich wollte es jetzt erstmal vermeiden, aber so langsam. Also langsam bleibt mir keine Wahl, ne? Können wir noch was quatschen?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Yes? What is it? It means I'm a patrol officer, sir.
What was with that, sir?
Well, I guess
Cut the shit. Every second you stand here running your mouth, the case grows colder.
Wie komme ich da hinten rein? Los von Tattoos wahrscheinlich, keine Ahnung, ne?
Is this about...
Will nochmal hier die Jacke abchecken.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
Here you go.
Könnte ich ja mal gebrauchen.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays. Their logo is the bloodless rose.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
Alles klar. Was da?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of heaven. Your knees are weak. The beauty, the truth.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, but I guess you already know that. The pale aged vodka is special, I guess. It's stored, you know. I mean, I already said it'd hurt you.
Substances give powerful bonuses to your main stats at the cost of damage to your health or morale. Cigarettes raise your intellect while damaging your health. Alcohol raises physique while damaging your morale. Use medication, like Nosafed and Magnesium, to counteract the negative effects of substances. No.
No, Fritz only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Wird noch die Kippen.
Here you go, mister.
Und dann wir ballern uns jetzt mal beides rein.
Well, hello. What a solid wow. The gods of mass. There's a satisfying pop as the cap comes off, and the hair on your back rises like an army at nothing. Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. A golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess.
Jetzt habe ich das
So does
mal
your
abgeschlossen.
mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives +1 to physique skills. physical instrument, half light, electrochemistry, endurance, pain threshold, and shivers. This is good before rolling a white check, but damages your...
From the void we came, and to the void we must return.
Dann... Das ziehe ich mir auch noch ein. Wie viele...
There it is. A brave little army in your pocket. The first Smokes platoon. 20 brave souls standing in salute, ready to step into fire for you. You picked the best one. This soldier is fat and succulent. What are you waiting for? Get a load of this rock and roll cop hair, people. Johnny Thundercop. The lighter's dark green disposable plastic. Safety's off.
Hey, you can't smoke in here. Please, don't fuck with Frit.
Shut up. It's already happening. Repercussions. There's a high risk of glory, with a mild chance, cool genius. Smoking makes you it will help you concentrate a bit. That much is true. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a cigarettes button. Cigarettes gives +1 to intellect skills. Logic, rhetoric, conceptualization, visual calculus, and
Kann ich das jetzt dann auch immer machen, oder? Weiß ich jetzt nicht. Gut. Das hier. Spiegel. Unmöglich. Das müsste ich erhöhen, um da eine Kirche das nochmal zu versuchen. Aber jetzt bin ich erstmal hier.
So, you've been in there, he means.
Oh.
Talked to the boss man too, probably.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts...
He's not lying about not doing it.
Understood. This has been of limited use.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Of course, I got you. You don't know anything. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type are you? I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the wailing in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard. Ask him about the Hardy Boys.
Ja.
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. We're negotiating our share. Aye. All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people, or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. Then how can anything ever be mine? But that's okay. We don't have to agree. The prairie is wide enough for all of us. Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time, it all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs is general, that of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends. No. No. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide. Yet it feels as if he could, effortlessly, go even wider, if need be.
Okay. Er ist ja, glaube ich, tätowiert, oder? Mit ordentlich Tattoos.
Your race descent has only worsened since racists are generally not very good examples.
Welcome to Revership. He must think redheads are.
I am not like them.
The drawings are precise, and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism.
That atavistic stigmatum makes puss.
Babe, thanks. But I got this. I am not the first line.
You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's put...
Find...
Interesting.
Tja. Okay. Also ich denke mal, ich komme da auch gar nicht dran vorbei, die Tür zu öffnen, oder? Kellertür. Könnte noch mal gucken, ob ich in der einen Wohnung reinkomme. Da oben. Ah, hier wäre auch mal interessant. Kann ich da auch einfach rein?
You should return to the boardwalk now that the body has been taken away. There's something you need to see. A little something that your visual cortex has put together while you were away. Oh no, it's one of those show, don't tell things, isn't it? You can just stop by whenever you're close. It should be quick enough. This door is made of metal and no one answers.
Let's go. There's nothing to do here.
Okay. Darf ich rein? Warte. Das hat aber auch jetzt gar nicht... Ach so, warte mal, hier. Jetzt weiß ich ja, dass meine Karre
The
war,
tracks
oder?
are as they have ever been. A bit more worn, perhaps. Fortunately, the street sweeper still hasn't noticed their...
No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us directions to the yard. Well, you did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene.
Ja.
What do you see? What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, this...
Indeed, they all...
But we know the victim had a bullet in his head. A more precise way to put it is, it was made to look like a lynching. Exactly. They had to perform it to whoever was looking, the whole neighborhood, I suppose. And us, too. Interesting.
You can almost feel the association.
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe... No, it's not. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on. We should keep our eyes open around.
Ach. Ach so. Das wirkt ja gar nicht so lang. Ah. Ich glaube, was da gemeint war die andere Leiche, oder? Das würde mich jetzt auch mal kurz interessieren. Oh, ich weiß jetzt gar nicht, wie ich da lang gehen muss. Vielleicht ganz weit links. Nee, ich glaube nicht. So. Das.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
Haben wir die Jacke. Was ist da? Ich komme da irgendwie rein? Oh Mann, wo war das jetzt? Ah, hier geht's ja nicht. Ich glaube, hier war auch eine Sackgasse. Oder? Hey. Ja, okay. Schade. hier ging es ja, glaube ich, nicht weiter links, oder?
A drop in temperature, an easy flow there. Chemically sweetened. The road is smooth and motley. A tub warm with water. Number 312D. Craters pocked. There's one bump on the road. Tragedy comes from the wheels of a far. The wind moves.
Okay, es war schon weiter oben. Ging es doch hier irgendwo lang? Ich glaube nicht. Bin ich da hingekommen? Warte, das ist doch hier. Okay. Ich klick mal hier und der wird schon den Weg finden, oder? Ach, da lang. Oh.
The cold sea breeze stings your face as you step on the boardwalk. The body is gone. But something still lingers in the air. A luminous wheel of pleasure, and all things bright. Its wooden frame creaking in the wind. 12 red cabins form a circle that stretches from the engine below to the flocks of seagulls.
What are you looking at?
This must be the pleasure wheel that Trent Heidelstein told you about. The little wooden gondolas dangle in the wind, their seats empty and floors littered with old ice cream papers and discarded tickets. A seabird has made a nest in one of the cabins. The wind gets stronger the higher you go. The pleasure wheel stands still on the boardwalk. Its 12 red cabins. There's a ticket office made out of an old gondola. There are hustlers, addicts, the pleasure wheel stands still on the boardwalk. It's 12 red cabins.
The one that Mr. Heidelstein mentioned? What is going on with you, detective?
Nothing's going on with you. Everything is perfectly fine. We're just here to look at the pleasure wheel.
Mr. Méjean? Perhaps not fun, but I do think he was trying to make himself feel better, yes. In his own way. But I don't think standing here in the cold is doing you or me any good. Let's go.
The pleasure wheel stands still on the boardwalk. Some waves come crashing against the boardwalk. There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper. 2 empty... No, there's more in there.
A tragedy.
Okay. Das war jetzt nicht so wichtig. Aber ich habe ein Achievement bekommen. Warte, habe ich da schon? Ich würde es dann gerne nochmal versuchen. dann möglichst noch erhöhen. Was hier? Mache an irgendwo Minus, oder? Denke nicht. Okay, passt. Gehen wir hier rein. Intelligenz ja auch noch geboostet. Okay.
The mother of humanism stands above you. A
Ja,
precious and
97%.
complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the lens. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text. A light motif below them both. Unknown. A motor carriage? A gunshot? Someone falling into it? Or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break? The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden right at small figures of wise men, common men. Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après after life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of could these words be the password that unlocks the filament memory?
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however. It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing. Justice, union, prudence, and force. Ice cool.
Okay.
The mother of humanism towers above you.
War jetzt nicht wirklich sehr relevant. Ich glaube, ich kann so visuelles Kalkül so lassen.
Yes, what is it?
Okay, nix. Kann ich mit denen da oben nochmal sprechen? Nee, oder? Der hängt da irgendwo rum. Was war das? Was ist das für ein Geräusch? Gut, jetzt gehe ich endlich mal zur Tür. Und bevor ich da reingehe, mache ich eine Pause. Right. Da ist er. Speichern.
The door has braved the elements for decades. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place. As you turn to leave,
We should leave and go talk with Evrard. Tell him what happened, that we couldn't open the door. Maybe there's a workaround.
Wie nicht
The
öffnen?
door has
Ich habe noch
break-
gar nichts probiert.